Hey, Algebra 2, how are you today? I hope you're doing well, staying healthy. We are on our last section of Chapter 2. Of course, that means Chapter 2 test is coming up, but I have a review for you here that you'll see on Schoology. But before we review for the test, let's get this last section done, which is really a great section. It shows you how applicable a line can be in real life, okay? Here's some real life data, okay? It's the number of people who attended each of the first 7 football games in a season, okay? So number of people is on the y-axis. I don't know if this is a Steeler game or, might be. And each of the first 7 football games. So I don't actually have the numbers here at the bottom. So let's put those on. Okay, what do we need for X? 1 to 7. So go ahead and label, let's skip 1 and then write 1, just so we're spread out a little bit. I don't like when my dots are all scrunched together. Skip 1, and then we'll write 2, skip 1, 3, skip 1, 4. Okay, go ahead and set up yours on your notes. 6, skip 1, 7. Okay, something like that. Okay, so again, these are the game, which game, and Y is the number of people who attended. So our first task is to plot the points. Okay, let's make a scatter plot of all these data points. So the first game, 722. Now notice I have this squiggly line at this isn't 0. Okay, I don't go from 0 to 720. Okay, it's like I ripped off a portion of the graph. Okay, that's what that shows. Because sometimes, my goodness, I don't need to go from 0 to 720. That'd be a whole bunch of wasted paper, right? And then it looks like I'm going by 10, 720, 730, 740, 750, 760, 770, 780. So each time I go up 1 block, I'm going by 10s on the y-axis. Okay, after starting, kind of ripping off and starting at 720. So 722 I'm certainly not halfway. Halfway would be 725. So again, we're estimating. I'm going to put 722 about right there, a little under halfway. After the second game, we were at 763. So here's 750. Here's 760. 765 would be halfway. So again, a little bit underneath that. The third game, there were 826 there. So I'm at 800, 810, 820, 825 would be halfway. So maybe just a little bit above that. The fifth game, we dropped down to 815. So here is 800. That's a little off. The 800 is like right under it, okay? So where are we? Fifth game. Here's 800. And we're at 815. So here's 810. So exactly halfway between 810 and 820. And then the 7th game, sugars, I'm at 897, and I couldn't quite, I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't fit that. So I'm going to guesstimate here a little. 840, and then it'd be 850, 860, 870, 880, 890. I'm just going to take the 7th game. I obviously didn't have data on the 6th game. Somebody forgot to count. And we'll just go up here almost to the top of this 5. Okay, that's 7th game. That'd be about where that is. Okay, now, in general, what I want you to see is that in general, the points are going up. I know at this point we went down, but then we went way up. I don't know what happened the 6th game. Like I said, somebody forgot to graph. But in general, if the trend is that as X gets bigger, Y is getting bigger. Each game, maybe this team might be winning, huh? And then now everybody wants to come watch them probably. So the dots are in general going up from left to right. We're getting bigger. As X gets bigger, Y is getting bigger. So we're going to draw a line of best fit. Notice how I put best fit in quotes. I obviously can't make a straight line that connects these. It'll be all jagged. And that's, I don't want that. I'm going to draw a line that kind of goes through the center of the data. Okay. I think what I might do, a lot of times I draw it and then I redraw it. Okay. But I'm feeling like I want to go kind of in between these two and maybe hit that one. And if I do that one, I kind of have too many below here. And maybe this one, this sixth or this seventh game might be a little higher than what most people, maybe that's a little, maybe that shouldn't be there. Maybe it's more like this. Okay. If I go like so, right down the center, then I have 2 points above my line and 3 points below my line. Okay. If I hit that, I just feel like that's a little too steep, or what do you think? It's, I wanted to kind of be going with the general flow. So let's hit that one. No, I don't like that. Let's go. This is how I play, and you would play too. I know it's harder for you. Sometimes I take a piece of spaghetti or a pencil and just kind of keep laying it there until I feel like, that's kind of going with the general trend. I like this line. Okay, I'm not hitting any of my points, but I have 2 points above, 3 points below. But in general, as the game, I'm kind of ignoring this first point a little bit, and in general, that seems to be the slope. I'm going right down the center of the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth game. Okay. Anyway, I feel like that's the best line. Then what you do is you find 2 points on the line. I'm ignoring the data points now. Okay. I have to find 2 nice points on the line. So I might go with this point. And where's another point that's nice and hitting right in between, or right on an intersection. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with this. Okay. And again, I use points pretty close. Okay, that might not have been going through exactly, but this line is a best fit estimate. I'm using this line to make predictions, an educated guess about what might be happening. Okay. Once I have 2 points, let's see, this point is 780. Okay, 780. Oh, this point I went to 3.5. Oh, well. This point is 3.5. And I went up to 810. 3.5, 810. Those are the points I'm going to use. Maybe you went through 2 different ones. That's fine. Okay. So from there, I'm going to find the slope. So I'm going to take 810 minus 780. Okay. I'm going to take 3.5 minus 2. We'll do that on our calculators and see what we get. So we take 810 minus 780. We get 30. 3.5 minus 2, we get 1.5. We divide 30 by 1.5 on your calculator. Make sure you can do this, and we get 20. So our slope is 20. I could have also gone up and over, right? I can see it's a positive slope. I could have gone up 10, 20, 30 over 1.5. You have to be careful how the x, remember the x's, we went by a half. We skipped 1, 1, skipped 1, 2. Okay, so I can't just go up 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3. A lot of people make that mistake and they say, oh, my slope is 1. No, 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 no. Our x's were going up by 10. I mean, our y's were going up by 10s. Our x's were going over by a half. So I go up 10, 20, 30 over 1.5. So I could have got the 30 over 1.5 that way. Okay, so I'm going to pick one of the points. I think I would like to pick the point 780. I'm going to say y minus 780 equals my slope of 20. I can erase the by 10s here. It's in my way. 20 times x minus 2. Okay, and so I'm using the point slope form. Y minus 780 equals 20x minus 40. Okay, distribute that 20 through, and then we'll add 780. Y equals 20x minus 40. I'm adding the 780 over to the other side. My final best fit line equation is y equals 20x plus 740. Okay, does that make sense? Kind of does. Look, it looks like I'm going through the y-axis at 740. All right, that's my closest best fit line. That's what I think. If I take 20 times x, 20 times the number of game, and add 740, that'll give me a good estimate at how many people might be coming to the game based on, my data. Okay, so if I'm trying to prepare, the 16th game is going to be the last game, and I just want to know, wow, I wonder how many people will be there. I don't have to wonder. I can say, well, what I think is I'm going to take 20 times 16. That's 320 plus 740. I think there are going to be about 1,000 people at the game, 1,060. But, when I'm getting my concession stand ready and I'm thinking about seating, I'm thinking about how many programs I might want to have, this helps me order all that, right? It's a great way to use the real life of what happening. So don't just guess at how many people are going to be there. Use the data. Use how many, maybe this is a losing team and not as many people are coming, then don't buy as many hot dogs and sodas. Okay, that's where real life data, writing an equation of line, it helps in the real world. People use this. They hire mathematicians to do this kind of math for them so that they can make good decisions about their money. Okay, it's a wonderful skill. Guys, you don't have to use point slope form, of course. Please, I realize that some of you prefer using the slope intercept form. I see that on the work that you submit, and that's fine. You can say y equals mx plus b, and then you could have put 780 in for y, and you could have put 2 in for x. To find your b, you would have had 780 equals 40 plus b. You would have subtracted 40 from 780, and you would have gotten your y-intercept to be 740, just like I did. Okay, I don't care which way you do it. All right, as long as it makes sense to you. Why don't you please take a second and try this second one on your own for a minute. Pause me, okay, and try this on your own. All right. Okay, so hopefully you have the points plotted. Guys, notice I took some of the work away from you just for the purpose of the videos, but sometimes you'll have to figure out how to go on the y-axis and how to go on the x-axis, okay? When I saw these points, I know the smallest point is 83, the biggest point is 90. I didn't want to start at 0 and go the whole way up to 80 for no reason. So I started at, a little bit less than my first point. I started at 80 and I went by ones. Okay, that's what this ripped off piece means. This means I know that there's a big chunk of graph missing here, but I don't really need that. And then I skipped every other one as well. So anyway, these are the average class scores on the chapter test for the first 6 chapters. So first chapter, the average score was 84%. The second chapter exam, we went down a little bit to 83. Third chapter was a good one, 86. Fourth, 88. And the 6th, I don't have the 5th again. 6th is 90%. Okay, so the class is doing better and better, and I'm wondering what the average is going to be on the chapter 14 test. Okay, so again, I'm gonna try to go through the data. It looks like I could. If I hit these two, doesn't that look kind of good? This must have been an outlier, right? Maybe I just didn't, I didn't teach that very well, huh? Because my class didn't do as well on that, but I'm going to kind of go through these 2 points I have these two are very close, one on top, one on the bottom.